Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today I've got on Eli Frankham. His next fight is December 5th at the famous York Hall against Michael Hunter over 10 rounds. It's a big one. Massive fight for you, in fact. But first of all, how are you doing today, Eli?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Pleasure to be on the show. And yeah, this is, like you just said there, it's just a massive one for me. It's the biggest fight of my career, mate, without a shadow of a doubt. And moving forward, probably one of the biggest I'll have in my career in general. So yeah, this is a big moment for me.
Yeah, 100%. But just briefly, before we get into the Michael Hunter fight, just briefly tell everyone how you sort of first got into the sport of boxing. What age was it when you sort of first put on a pair of gloves?
Yeah, I was about 10. I've always been into my football, but I was about 10 when I first went into the gym. Um, just just went in there because my dad was a good boxer, and I suppose he just wanted me to do it. And then I just went in there. I wasn't really a lover of it, but just done it, kept sticking it out, and then eventually, yeah, just come good at it really,
Yeah,
um, and just went from there.
yeah, and it's going well so far. Am I right in saying it? You're now was is it 9-0?
Yeah, 9-0 now. Yeah, nine
Yeah,
and zero
because you
professional.
fought didn't you fight the other week?
Yeah, I boxed last week. What was it? Yeah, I boxed last weekend, but yeah, it wasn't a very great opponent, and the fight before wasn't. I can only beat who's in front of me, but I don't take any satisfaction from them fights, and they ain't really the ideal sort of like opponents that I need when I'm meant to be like in line up to fight Michael. So I've gone from one extreme to another. Do you know what I mean? But I know my capabilities and I know what I do in the gym. So everyone sees the fights, they don't see the gym work, and the gym work is where all the hard work's done. So that's most importantly what's going to get me ready for Michael anyway.
Yeah, do you believe that, your last few it's you've been getting them out there, sort of doing a number on them. Do you believe you're sort of just levels above the people that you've been fighting?
Yeah, like listen, I'm not silly, so I know obviously the people I've been fighting are not of my caliber. Like I've had two pullouts in the last two fights, or three pullouts actually in the last three fights. And then you're scrambling like to try and find someone to sort of like say like just to save face a little bit, or I'll never pull out from a fight. So it's fight this person. Then you and it's costing me money as well. Like these little last minute pullouts, I've got 48 hours to sort an opponent, and I'm sending money over for hotels and bloody flights and this and that, and it's hard. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. It costs. I'm not worried about it costing me more money but I'd rather pay the extra money and then be worth my time as such. Do you know what I mean? I mean, three fights ago, I boxed in my hometown, and the opponent pulled out 3 days before, 4 days before. Um, the person that came over, he was all right. I stopped him in the second round, but he was worth. It was a good shot that landed a clean uppercut, and he tried to take it. He tried to fight back in his in all fairness to him, so he was okay. But the last two have just sort of like not been great. And I've had a couple of good, decent fights before that, but I'm
They
not.
both first, sorry, were they both first round knockouts, your last two?
Yeah, the last one, it was the second round, but it was like the first 10 seconds. And to be fair, I'd probably let him get through the first round anyway to get the round sort of thing. I knew straight away, but this is the trouble when you take on last minute opponents and then you don't get to see who they are and what they are. I can only read a record, and when a
Mm.
man's had 17 fights, won 13, I expect durability at least. Do you know what I mean? So it's tough for me to sort of go on that and then like I say, when you get them flown in, you don't know who they are, so they could be anyone, and that's the trouble with it. And it could go against you, it could go for you, it keeps going against me. Do you know what I mean? It's been a bit of a sound like a broken record. I've repeated myself again on a different interview, but I've just got to not dwell on it, and it's done now. Do you know what I mean? It's done. If I wasn't boxing on these shows, I wouldn't have got the call from Michael Hunter. So that's everything happens for a reason, and it is what it is. My mind's on the job on the 5th of December now, so.
Yeah, I mean, you said with the cancellations and you get those late opponents in, they don't have the best of notice, and especially as you mentioned, you have to pay for the flights and the tickets, and people have spent their hard-earned money to come and support you and watch your fight. So it's not ideal, when it's a late opponent change. And yeah, you seem sort of disappointed in a way. because I watched your reaction the day after your last fight, and you seemed a bit disappointed with the opponent. Were you sort of
Yeah.
expecting to try and get the rounds in before this big opportunity against Michael?
Yeah, definitely. I've never been past 6 rounds, so in everyone's sort of mind, it's like, can I know what I do in the gym? But it's just I wanted to showcase it and prove. And listen, I only got to prove to myself I know what I can do. So, and my trainer knows what I can do. I'll do it every day in the gym. We know what we can do as a team. But I just wanted to just get the rounds in. It'd have been good. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting hard sparring. I've got good hard sparring coming up next week, the week after, all planned in with some good sparring partners. So it's not even in there. The more frustration for me was the fact that I sold a nice few quid's worth of tickets. I sold like 90 odd tickets, nearly 100 tickets, and that's what they came to see. And it's not like people say, yeah, but we come to support you regardless, no matter what. But I've been a boxing fan. I've been to shows, and when you see something like that happen, it's just, do you know what I mean? You think, what a load of rubbish that is. So I see it from that point of view because that's what I've been. I've been a boxing fan watching shows, and I've also been a boxer. So yeah, there's two sides to that, but it's, like I say, I can't dwell on it now. At the time, I was frustrated. I won the fight, and I was pissed off all the way home. All the way home, I can barely talk about it. I don't take no satisfaction in wins. Some people like them wins. Some people love, yeah, first round knockout. If you beat someone decent in the first, second round, fair play. But when someone quits, um, I don't take satisfaction in someone quitting. Not unless I beat the hell out of them for 6, 7 rounds and they've had enough. That's a little bit different. But when you just land a few shots and someone quits, that doesn't say anything about me. It says a lot about them, and in a negative way. So yeah, that doesn't do me any favors at all.
Yeah, well, talk about how this big up because not many people were expecting this fight. I'll be honest, I personally didn't see this one coming. But yeah, talk to yeah, tell us how this fight against Michael Hunter sort of first came about to you and when you first heard about it and
Yeah,
what you
mate.
made
Listen,
of
I'm
it.
I'm just as surprised as everyone. I definitely didn't expect it. For William, so William Story, who owns Rich Energy, he's like I said on a different interview before. He's obviously worked some magic somehow. He's I say he's worked magic. He's good at what he does, and he's a businessman in the day. And if it's a business deal that makes sense for Michael Hunter, then obviously he's going to go with it. And Williams catered for his what he needs, and he's catered for my needs. And listen, I promise you now, regardless of what people think I'm getting for the fight, whether it's near to that or not, the money I'm getting, whether even if the money was 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, the money doesn't motivate me for this fight. I promise you now. And I don't come from a wealthy background. I haven't got loads of money. Yeah, we all want to earn a few pound out of boxing. If I didn't say I didn't want to earn the money out of it, I'd be lying because it's part of the reason it motivates you. But specifically on the night, my purse does not motivate me for this fight. My future motivates me for this fight, and beating Michael is part of my future and greatness next year and the year after, and hopefully the year after that. So um, I'm just hungry for it, and that's what motivates me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, of course, you probably have watched Michael a few years ago, when he was fighting on the big shows, Povetkin, White,
Yeah.
Usyk, and now he's fighting you.
Well, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I've been a fan of my. I've watched Michael and watched him fight and enjoyed watching him fight. Never in a million years. Like I've always had a dream and wanted to be there. How I described it to someone the other day was that um, maybe I'm like a League Two team and I've made it to Wembley in the FA Cup final. This is my FA Cup final. It's every football team's dream to get there. But now I've got there, the dream is not enough. Getting to the final is not enough. I have to win it. This is my FA Cup and I have to win it. And that's just how I see it. Um, yeah, like getting here is not enough now. It's not enough. Oh, that's been my dream, but now I'm here. It's not enough.
Yeah, I mean it's a big task, and it's going to be your hardest fight of your career.
Oh,
And
without doubt.
the level he's at. Do you see this at a sort of thing where you can go and upset the apple cart and really almost take his ranking of where he is? Because he's in
Yeah.
at the minute he's in a better position than you are.
Oh, yeah, of course it is, without doubt. Listen, I don't know how in regard to how this has come about, and with the opportunities he's had, he obviously needs maybe a one or two fights to get back where he was without. Because realistically, he's been out of the ring for a little while. To come out and then to fight Pulev or to fight these fighters that he names have been put against, it's probably not right for him right now. So then they found themselves a small fighter in England and a good stepping stone, as I heard him say. Like Michael and his team, they've said good things about me. I see an interview and respect to them for that. But yeah, using me as a stepping stone, I didn't take that nicely because I'm not going to be a stepping stone on the 5th of December. Absolutely not. Um, but that's their plan. They're they're telling their plan. That's what they're. But I'm now giving my version of it, and it's not happening. It's not happening. Our plan to beat Michael Hunter and next year go on to bigger and better things, whether that's fighting out of the country, in America, wherever it may be, if I can get to different countries and fight some of the best in the world. As he is one of the best in the world, and keep fighting some of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, and see where I can go.
Yeah, 100%. This is the fight, and as you said, he's you know, people. All the pressure is on Michael for the fight. I know that you'll be put pressure on yourself, knowing how much this means to you. A win in this fight would mean to you, but people would say the pressure is more on him.
Yeah, of course it is. Like I don't like obviously pressure's good. I like being nervous. I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I rise to the occasion. I perform under pressure. So I embrace it. I don't mind having the pressure. I feel less pressure. I definitely feel less pressure. But does it mean I'm not switched on? 100%. I know for a fact from round one the bell goes to the last bell in round 10. I've got to be switched on, fully concentrated, because I have got to growl out some things deep inside. I know I have, but other people don't probably know I have, and it's time to show them that I've got it.
Yeah. Do you believe that, he'll come in, him and his team will think, if we come in, try and do you feel like he'll try and really make a statement and try and get an early stoppage? Do you feel like there'll be times in the fight, especially early on, where you're going to have to try and weather that early storm?
Yeah, listen, I'm ready for whatever Michael's got to fetch. We listen. We'll both know exactly in the first engagement what's going to go down. He's going to have his plan. I'm going to have my plan, but we're going to have a plan A, B, and C, and D, and however many plans we need because you've got to be able to adapt. So what he thinks might work with me might not work. I don't. I'm a lot more awkward when I'm in there with someone. Like people probably look at me and think, "Oh yeah, I could deal with that." When they get in there with me, they realise how much of a character I am, a slick character I am in the ring, and my boxing IQ is a lot more up there than a lot of heavyweights. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy night's work for him. I'm going to make him work so hard. Yeah, it's going to be a tough night for him as well. It is me. So don't everyone underestimate the fact that he's going to have a hardest night, of one of the hardest nights of his life as well.
Yeah, 100%. Do you believe him and his team are overlooking you going into the fight, or do you not really? Because he's been quite respectful in his interviews.
Yeah, no, listen, I believe Michael's a lot more professional than that. I don't think if he's got a team around him. I don't really know much about his team. If they're got anything about them, they won't be overlooking me because you're a professional athlete. I'm a professional athlete, and anything can happen. Um, and not preparing properly is unprofessional. So I think they're a bit more professional than that. And I'd like to think that he does take me seriously because it'll make for a better fight. And then I don't want no excuses afterwards when he gets beat.
And how hard have you been training for this fight? Of course, your last few fights have been against certain level opponents, but this is like, the one. This is a big fight for you. How's training been different?
Mate, do you know what? I'm always in the gym. Even when like I'm not fighting, I'm always in the gym. So I'm always thereabouts fit. I'd always be able to ready to take a fight any time. Like I know this fight's been talked about for a little while, but realistically, when it popped up, there was only 6 weeks. Oh, there's a fight in 6 weeks. Not many people would take this fight on 5 or 6 weeks' notice, and but because I'm always ready, I don't need 12, 14, 15 week training camps. If I can't be ready for him in 6 weeks, then I'll never be ready for him. And that's the sort of training I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? The only thing I have sort of adapted is up my sparring because I only spar 6 rounds because I fight 6 rounders. Sometimes spar 8 rounds, but I've been sparring 10 rounds. and that's what I'll continue to do. Some eights and tens, good hard sparring, to set me in good sort of like good preparation for Michael.
Yeah. And how've everyone, all your friends and family reacted to this news? I'm sure you're getting loads and loads of messages,
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
with
it's
I
crazy.
want tickets for the fight, stuff like that.
Yeah, the
Getting
level of
a good
support.
audience.
Yeah, mate. I'll be if I don't get 400 or 500, and I reckon I have 500 people in there. Yeah, it's easy. So many people have bought tickets already, but it's hard because it's all online. It's hard for me to know how many people will be there. To be fair, but I just by knowing the people, do you know what I mean? And I come from the travelling community as well, so I know what I mean. There'll be a lot of travellers that come there if, up and down the country just because of who I am. So, um, and then do you know what I mean? People that I've grew up with from my little town where I am here in Wisbech, they'll come in. We'll have a good couple hundred from Wisbech, I should imagine, a good few hundred. Got cousins in London anyway, so there will be a good army from London. There'll be people from up and down the country. But likewise, Michael's biggest fan base is in the UK, so he'll have a good few
Mm.
there. And then you'll just have the people that probably just want to see what it's about. Why is Michael fighting here? I'm sure there'll be a good few just come there to watch Michael Hunter fight, just because he's in the area, I suppose, just because he's in town. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, my fans are the best fans going, mate. Honestly, I've got some real good support network, and they're loud and
It's gonna get going
I'm gonna
and
need them. I don't 100%. I'm gonna need them, and that's their job. And
have you fought at York before or first time?
I boxed there last December. Um, wasn't the greatest of fights. So I beat him in like the first couple of minutes, and I boxed there as an amateur. So yeah, it's not too bad. I've had a couple of fights there.
Yeah. What board is this sanctioned by? Because I saw your interview the other day saying it's not sanctioned by the British Board of Control.
No, this is sanctioned with Bieber, so it's a British and Irish boxing authority. And I've been with them for just what 12 months. I just renewed my license, so 12 months, and I've had 6 fights. So I've been real busy. This fight will actually be my third fight in 8 weeks. So I've kept busy, and that's what I want to do next year as well. I'm just going to stay with Bieber, mate. I'm not interested. I can try and go for my British Boxing Board of Control license like early next year, but I'm not going to bother, mate. I'm not going to bother. I'm sticking with Bieber, and that's the route I'm going to go.
Hmm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Last few things. Without giving too much away. Um, forgot what I was gonna say. Tell people why they shouldn't be overlooking you in this fight.
For starters, I'm 15 and a half stone. I know I'm not a big heavyweight, but listen, it's heavyweight boxing, yeah. And so everyone's just going to say, well, you're two big men, anything can happen, yeah. And that works for both ways for both of us, really, doesn't it? Michael's a big man. Um, don't know what Michael weighs, but it doesn't really make a difference. We're both heavyweights. But in regards to why not to overlook me is I've been through so much. I've been at the bottom, and I've come back from in life's respect, I've come back from a lot worse than this. This is my enjoyable moment now, where I can just the hard work's done, and it's time to enjoy myself on the night. And don't overlook me because I worked so hard for this, and I'm so hungry. Like you can't beat someone so hungry. You can't. Hunger will always prevail. When someone wants it more, they're going to be a tough person to get rid of. So yeah, don't write me off. Do not write me off.
100%. And have you got a final message to not only your fans but to some fans who it might be their first time, watch coming to what coming to watch or
Yeah.
watching you fight online?
Just come along, support. If you can't make it on the night, tune in. It'll be released soon. How there'll be a stream for that, whether it's
Yeah.
TV or streamed, and join the journey now before I get to the top. Join it and enjoy the ride to the top because that's where I'm going.
Have you got a final message to Michael, a final prediction?
I'm going to beat Michael Hunter whichever way is needed. But I wish Michael Hunter all the luck on the night and bring his A game and that we both get home to our families. And that's the most important thing. But yeah, train hard, Michael, because I'm going to be training even harder.
Good stuff. And before I let you go, Eli, um, Do you want to thank anyone who's, supporting you, giving you the opportunities, whether that's friends, family, coaches, anybody, give a mention?
Yeah, mate. Honestly, my family. Without my family, like I say it all the time. After fights, if we get chance, but like without my support network, like my missus and my kids, like they see stuff that no one else sees. Only real fighters and fighters that live the lifestyle understand what I'm saying. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the early mornings. Most days through the week, I probably see my kids a couple of hours in the week, even though I'm living with them, and like I'll leave them in bed early hours in the morning, and I'm off to the gym. Then I drive an hour and a half to work. I'll come back. They're probably in school, in bed, ready for school the next morning already. Do you know what I mean? My mum, do you know what I mean? Everything she done for me growing up with my amateur career, and yeah, without my sponsors, I've got so many sponsors. I couldn't even reel them off. I got about 8 or 10 sponsors, and without them helping me through camps, do you know what I mean? I go do some personal training work with Graham Everett in Norwich a few times a week. He helps me out, and then my trainer John Faxton. So many people. There's so many people. I don't want to start naming people. I don't like to do it because if you miss someone out and forget, and it's not because I don't care or I don't remember or I don't. It's just that you've put me on the spot a little bit, and it's hard to always remember it. But yeah, just without all the support I get, this dream wouldn't come true, and I honestly mean that. My dream. Everyone's helping me live my dream right now.
Yeah, they know who they are anyway. And
Yeah, of course they do, mate. They do. They do. Everyone knows they do. Everyone, and even anyone buying a ticket. Listen, regardless, or anyone streaming in, like anyone, if you can't make every fight, or some people like, a lot of people are going to make this fight, but also like this doesn't mean I don't respect people that haven't made them, but the people that have come to the not so great shows and have driven 4.5, 5 hours to watch me fight in Liverpool. Um, People like that, they're real supporters, and they care a lot about you, and they want to see you do well generally. So, um, I'm lucky enough to have people like that.
yeah, 100%. And yeah, from me, Eli, a big thank you for your time tonight. I do really appreciate it, and all the best come December
No
5th.
problem.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Bye, mate. Good luck.